Good morning everybody, welcome back to another Chart Nerd TA video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for your ongoing support. Today we're going to dive into a token called Shrap. The ticker is SHRAP. The project is called Shrapnel. It's a gaming project that runs on Avalanche, and again it has real good potential. There's some amazing builders from amazing existing games such as Halo, Call of Duty that are working on this project, and again, do your own research, not financial advice. This is all for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm the chart guy. Let's get into it. So what you can see here is that from when this got listed, it had a really insane move. I've measured it earlier. It's about a 12x. And what goes up really impulsive must come down, guys. Please bear in mind. We're looking at the weekly time frame. Again, zoomed out. When in doubt, zoom out. Just because a project is crashing, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have utility or can't recover. It's very tricky to kind of navigate the markets when you're looking at these 4-hour time frames and everything looks like it's really just sort of pooing itself and coming down from these highs, and it just looks like it's never going to end. So if you zoom out, you kind of get a broader perspective, and I talk about this again in every single video. Now what you can see here for Shrap is that it put in a high here on the 4th of December, came back for support, it then rallied up, put in a lower high than this previous high, which indicated depleting buying pressure, and you came down and you lost support of this A wave. Okay, so we lost this support here. So this was, let's get a horizontal trend line in here. This was Shrap support at around 18 cents, and you could see that we came back to it for support, put in a lower high, then we lost it. Okay, we lost this horizontal line of support. Now, what's interesting to see is if we get a Fibonacci on from this all-time high back down to the inception of this project, you can see that what we're actually bouncing off right now is the 050 at 12 cents. So this is a range where I was expecting some relief, because on the macro scale of things, from this really large impulsive wave, and you've started correcting, the 050 and the 0618 on every retracement, okay, whether it be up or down, is the golden pocket, and it's an area where we look for a bounce or a pullback depending on the trend direction. So on the weekly scale of things, yes, this looks very scary, but you've just come back down to support, and right now we are seeing some relief. But what we need to see, if for Shrap to be out of the water here on the macro scale of things, if we're starting to bounce off of this level, and if this 050 is the correction in, we have to see Shrap come up and take out this previous level of support that we could now confirm as resistance. Okay, so this 18-cent range is key for Shrap if we start seeing it retrace back up here, because it's a previous area of support that we could confirm as resistance. Now, if we do come into this as resistance at this point, and the 050 holds, bullish scenario, I would expect us to pull back and put in a higher low. And if Shrap does start doing that, then you could start see that you could potentially start coiling up here in some sort of ascending triangle, looking for the breakout to start retracing back to these highs. Okay, because you need to start forming some sort of bottom structure in order to see a clean breakout for it to be healthy. Okay, so what I was saying by that, just as an example, if we start coming up to 18, pulling back for our higher low and coiling up in this triangle and compressing, then this is where it looks healthy, and we could start seeing continuation on the macro scale of things, and this A, B, C wave is in, and you're looking for continuation. That's the bullish scenario. So 18 cents, if we start retracing up here, is key to break above to see continuation for Shrap. It's as simple as that. It's support and resistance, patterns, fibs. Keep it. You don't want to overcomplicate things. So again, looking at this, if this is the case, then potentially that would be the 050. This 12 cents is the low, and you're looking to start coiling up here, breaking out, and looking for the retest. Okay, that's the bullish case scenario. The bearish scenario, in my eyes, right now, is that if we really consider the top pattern here, the kind of pattern that we're going to focus primarily on this range. If we look at this pattern inside here, this is a bearish pattern that's actually played out, and what it is something called a double top, where you come in, you put in a high, you retrace to support, you put in a lower high, and then you break down and you lose support. And once you lose support and run into that as resistance, it kind of confirms that this was the play and is actually playing out, or gives more confluence, should I say. It doesn't confirm, it gives more confluence. So if we're to measure this target and the breakdown target for us, we go from the high to the level of support. Now what's funny is if we measure where we actually lost support, I'm going to go from the candle. When we actually break down where we actually lost this support and the breakdown target, you can see that it sits at the 0618 area. So the bearish case scenario is if Shrap starts to run into 18 cents and confirm this previous support as resistance and sweeps this 050, potentially we are looking for a last wave down to 0.089. And in regards to wave counts, instead of it being an A, B, C and the correction's finished, if we run into resistance and pull back and sweep this 050, we will get an Elliott wave on here. We've got a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3 to the 050, a wave 4 retracement up to the wave 1, and then your final fifth wave to the 0618. And I think all people would lose hope here, because this would just be a really, really massive correction of around 80% from the highs that Shrap has attacked in previous months. So again, it's the golden ratio when you zoom out and keep things really simple and just look at simple chart patterns. Just to confirm it again, guys, okay, from the closes on these candles, we're going to get we could just measure the target here. So you go from the peak of the double top pattern to the support. Where you lost support is the target. Now we get a fib on to give confirmation to that target from the all-time high to the all-time low, and you can see again the confluence points here where the 0618 ties up with Shrap is quite striking. So this double M top pattern is broke down. If we run into it as resistance, break down to the 0618, or we could just come in for a really deep crash here, keep coming down and seeing no relief, and actually tapping that area then in the next couple of weeks, and that would be an even larger C wave. Again, what we need to consider before I go, okay, so I'm nearly finished here. The larger we see these coins pull back, the larger the spring back, the larger and more impulsive the breakout is, or potentially can be, okay, because what goes up must come down, what goes down must go up. And what this potentially could be is a potential, this is the start of a wave 1 here, this is a corrective wave 2 to support. Either we've put it in, as I said, for the bullish case scenario, or we come back to the 0618, that's a wave 2, and then you're looking for your wave 3, your wave 4, and then again up to higher targets to complete the fifth wave. And on the macro scale of things, this is a really large wave 1, a corrective wave 2, looking for support for continuation to take out this local all-time high. So I hope you enjoyed the content, both scenarios. I don't have any bias. I just try and tell you what I see in the charts, and hand you guys good projects. At the moment, I think this project's sitting at about 50 to 60 million market cap. So the potentials are crazy, and for the partnerships and for the people working and developing on this project, again, do your own research, not financial advice. I think it has a great future ahead. Take care, guys. From Chart Nerd TA, peace out.